And we end today's show from the Vatican, where history has been made. For the first time ever, the Catholic Church has elected an American Pope. Born in Chicago and raised in the suburbs, Cardinal Robert Prevost is now Pope Leo XIV.
When the smoke cleared yesterday, the crowd of the faithful went wild to welcome the first American Pope in church history. Yeah. That's right.
White smoke curls into the sky above the Vatican, and the world holds its breath. It's May 8th, 2025, and a new pope has been chosen. But this isn't just any pope. It's Robert Francis Prevost, a 69-year-old from Chicago, now Pope Leo XIV, the first American to lead the Catholic Church. This is a seismic moment, shattering centuries of tradition. Today we're diving into who Prevost is, why his election is sparking global buzz, and how the media, especially the fiery co-hosts of The View, are reacting to this history-making event. Buckle up, because this story's got faith, drama, and a whole lot of intrigue. The man behind the mitre, who is Robert Prevost? Let's start with the man himself. Born on Chicago's South Side, Prevost isn't your typical Vatican insider. He's a polyglot with dual U.S. Peruvian citizenship, shaped by decades as a missionary in Peru. He served as Bishop of Chiclayo, where he made waves by adding 3 women to the voting bloc for bishops, a bold move for inclusivity. By 2023, he was running the Vatican's powerful office for bishop appointments, handpicked by Pope Francis. His resume screams global experience, but his American roots make this election a game changer. Why? Because the US's geopolitical clout has long made an American pope a long shot. Yet, here we are.
When the smoke cleared yesterday, the crowd of the faithful went wild to welcome the first American pope in church history. Yeah. That's right. An American. Chicago native Robert Francis Prevost, known as the Latin Yankee around the Vatican, has chosen the title Pope Leo XIV. What do you want to bet Trump says the election was stolen?
And we end today's show from the Vatican, where history has been made. For the first time ever, the Catholic Church has elected an American Pope. Born in Chicago and raised in the suburbs, Cardinal Robert Prevost is now Pope Leo XIV. From his quiet Midwestern upbringing to years of missionary work abroad, he's a leader who has publicly criticized Donald Trump, supported immigrant rights, and championed climate action. Here's a primer on the new pope.
Prevost's chosen name, Leo XIV, hints at his vision. Historically, popes named Leo have been reformers or peacemakers, and Prevost's first words from St. Peter's balcony, "Peace be with you," set a tone of unity. He spoke in Italian, Spanish, and Latin, but not English, a nod to his global outlook over his American identity. His first mass called for missionary outreach to heal society's wounds, suggesting a centrist approach that balances Francis' progressive legacy with traditional doctrine. But not everyone's convinced he's the bridge builder he claims to be.
American. Chicago native Robert Francis Prevost, known as the Latin Yankee around the Vatican, has chosen the title Pope Leo XIV. What do you want to bet Trump says the election was stolen? So, what have you got to say about this? Who are the Catholics here, anyway? I know.
Oh, 2.
Oh, you too. I am a lapsed Catholic, but I'm a Catholic.
I'm a sinful one.
You're a sinful Catholic.
We might want to start with Sunny then.
To be. The media's on fire with this news. Outlets like the New York Times and CNN are dissecting Prevost's past, from his Chicago upbringing to his Peruvian ministry. World leaders are chiming in. President Trump called it a great honor for America.
Look, I always think it's exciting to watch the conclave and look for the black smoke and the white smoke and just the ceremony of it. You know, during these very trying times in our country, we certainly need spiritual leadership because of some of the things that we're experiencing. I'm a little concerned about this choice for the LGBTQ plus community. In 2012, he gave an address to bishops, and he lamented The popular culture fostered and sympathy for beliefs and practices that are at odds with the gospel, and that's a quote. And then he cited the homosexual lifestyle and alternative families comprised of same-sex partners and their adopted children.
La pace sia con tutti voi.
I think that Pope Francis certainly made great changes in terms of embracing the LGBTQ plus community and extending blessings to the community. And I hope that this Pope doesn't roll back.
But I'm gonna give him come to that in his time. This guy's
So
really...
I think it's important that we know that what you're quoting from is from 2012.
I said
in 2012, right? But what I'm saying to you is, in 2012, there were even a lot of American politicians who today are pro-gay marriage and pro-equal rights who were not. So maybe, with the weight of the papacy and the idea that he just said when he went out on the balcony that the church loves everyone and was inclusive in his first message. So until we see otherwise, I think we need to pray and hope that he follows in Francis' footsteps in being inclusive, forgiving, compassionate, welcoming, and speaking up for the marginalized, speaking up for the poor, speaking up for the migrants, speaking up for the targeted, speaking up for all those people that today feel...
While Brazil's Lula and the EU's Ursula von der Leyen praised his commitment to peace. Even Gaza's tiny Christian community expressed hope he'll prioritize war-torn regions, like Francis did. Now let's zoom in on The View, where the co-host didn't mince words in a recent YouTube clip titled something like, "The View reacts to new Pope." Joy Behar, never one to hold back, voiced alarm that Prevost might be a conservative guy who could undo Pope Francis's reforms. She pointed to his reported views on LGBTQ issues and his role in dismissing a conservative Texas bishop, suggesting he's a mixed bag. Whoopi Goldberg jumped in, questioning whether Prevost's American background means he'll prioritize U.S. issues over global ones, while Sonny Hostin pressed on his handling of abuse allegations during his Peru years, though specifics were scarce. Their discussion, lively as ever, leaned heavily on speculation. Bahar's quip, "We don't need a pope stuck in the 1950s," got laughs but also set the tone, fear of a step backward. Yet the co-hosts seemed to gloss over Prevost's progressive moves, like empowering women in bishop voting or his critiques of Trump's immigration policies. Are they reflecting real concerns or playing to their audience's anxieties? It's classic View, big opinions, bold vibes, but light on hard evidence. Unpacking the narrative, what's really going on. Here's where it gets juicy. The media, including The View, isn't just reporting. They're shaping how we see Pope Leo XIV. Outlets like The Wrap and the New York Post frame him as either a potential reformer or a conservative wildcard, often without concrete policies to cite. This rush to label him ignores the nuance. Prevost's a centrist by most accounts, progressive on issues like poverty and climate change, but traditional on doctrine like women's ordination. His social media posts criticizing Trump's immigration stance show he's not afraid to challenge power, yet his silence on English in public addresses suggests he's distancing himself from American exceptionalism.